And welcome back to the Morning Blend with our new series, Money Sense, with Karen Ellenbecker. You know, in the movie What Women Want, Mel Gibson never really got it right.
No, he certainly did not. He still doesn't have that right. So what do women really want when it comes to their finances and planning for the future? Karen Ellenbecker joins us now with 6 questions to ask yourself about money. We were chatting about this, and I think there's a lot of fear that women have about money.
Yes.
What do you think they really do want?
They want to be prepared. They don't want to be blindsided. And just to share a really quick story, I had a family member who's, I can remember him, my uncle always saying, I'm worth more dead than alive. I'm worth more dead than alive. Don't worry about it. You don't need to know. Well, of course, when he died, that wasn't true. And my aunt wasn't prepared. And she really found herself in a compromised position. And it not only was it a financial thing, but then it turned into a huge emotional issue for her. So they want to be prepared. They want to really understand what's going to happen.
Knowledge is power, though, right?
It truly is. And I've heard that same theme from you, as well as, you know, women in my family, that, you know, if you need to know what's going on. You don't just trust somebody with your money, be in charge as well. And so let's go through these 6 questions, because whether you're married, whether you're single, these 6 questions matter for you. So answer these. Number 1, what happens to the household finances if you or your partner is unable to work for a period of time or indefinitely due to illness, job layoff, or family crisis?
Well, the big thing there is that, and this isn't just for a married couple, you said earlier, it could be a single. Like, for example, my 2 aunts lived together, but they were dependent on each other's finances. So you really have to sit down, and the first question is to ask that, what would happen if you got sick? What would happen to our finances? What if you couldn't work? Is there any types of disability insurance? Are there any savings? Again, it gets back to how long could we make it? And do we have any safety nets in place that are going to help in the event that you get sick? What happens when you get sick very often is you lose the income, and that's one big piece. But what if you are sick for a very long time? Expenses go up, no more income, and you could again be left with not being able to make your budget, not even be able to make your day-to-day expenses. So just asking that question, you know, what would happen?
Your costs stay the same. What happens? So what if something catastrophic happens, like happened to your aunt, and you actually lose the spouse? You need to know about those insurance policies, right?
Well, you need to know about the insurance policies, and here's a big thing for people with second marriages. Many times they forget to change the beneficiary on the second one, and the first wife is still the beneficiary. Or I've had people coming in with grandparents and parents and siblings and not even naming the wife as a beneficiary. So it's really important to look at that and see what happens when people get sick or they get disabled. Expenses go up, income goes down. A big problem, that whole idea of the cash flow. And it's just often asking the question.
So that was number 2, what happens if you or your spouse dies. Number 3 is there adequate life insurance in place? A lot of people don't like talking about life insurance.
Well, here's a big thing. Many times life insurance is only associated with work. And if they get sick and they're no longer employed, they don't have any life insurance because their job is gone. So people really do have to sit down and try and understand, again, I'm going to say the safety net. Am I covered? Am I protected? And is there enough? Because particularly women, husbands will, you know, have, if a wife dies, they may have to get a daycare. They may, you know, triplets. Right? Who's going to take care of the triplets?
Right, exactly. But
he can't quit working.
Problem.
It's a real problem. And then you've got all the dreams and the hopes, college education, weddings, all of those things, and maybe no income coming in, and the spouse may not be able to work or work more.
So what do you do, I'm sorry, Tiffany, what do you do about accessing those funds? Because I know people often have funds, they don't know where they are or how to get to them. You know, you need to have people sign sometimes 2 signatures in order to get them.
Well, that goes all the way back when something happens, if you have a power of attorney for finances. So you have the legal permission in order to get all those records.
Make sure
and
you
to get
know
information. But the thing is, in terms of, I see people that are living together now. They're not necessarily married. There's different types of relationships. But as people age, they're not getting married. And they're very dependent on the things that are going on in that house for 2 social securities, 2 incomes, or even investment income. One passes away, and there's no plan to keep that household going.
We'll only have about a minute left, so I want to make sure we cover this. Number 4 was, you kind of covered this already. If there's life insurance, who's the beneficiary? Knowing who's the beneficiary of your life insurance,
and as
well as investment accounts too, having that information. Yes. Number 5, if there's disability insurance, when does the coverage start? How much will it cover? And are the payments taxable or tax-free? That's something you need to know.
Yes, yes, very important, because if you've deducted the taxes on it prior to that, you're going to have to pay taxes when you take it, opposed to not having to pay taxes if you've paid out of your own earned income. And that can make the difference of literally being able to survive and do the things. We talked about the number 1 issue women have, will I be a bag lady? You know, these are really important issues. And the other ones is to look at what happens with pensions, what happens with Social Security. You're living on 2 Social Securities, now it's 1.
You've got so many women who are listening at home saying, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, I've got all these questions. Number 6, so I make sure to get to it, is do you know how much to maintain your current lifestyle? You've got right now a budget worksheet that I'm going to let everybody know. If you contact Karen with Money Sense, her main thing is education. That's what you care about, is really educating people. You can call her for a free Excel budget worksheet. That will tell you how much money do you need to maintain your current lifestyle. It's a very important question that we all need to know, and here's how you can contact Karen with Money Sense. Her phone number directly is 262-691-3200, or her website, ellenbecker.com. Always educational, always fantastic. Thanks for being here,
And the big
Karen.
B word.
Yes, budget.
Oh. It's not to know where you're spending your money, how much you need.
Yes, how much you need.
Right.
So important. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you once again.